This episode is brought to you by Redfin. You're listening to a podcast, which means you're probably multitasking. Maybe even scrolling home listings on Redfin, saving homes without expecting to get them. But Redfin isn't just built for endless browsing. It's built to help you find and own a home. With agents who close twice as many deals, when you find the one, you've got a real shot at getting it. Get started at redfin.com. Own the dream.
Hello and welcome to Rad Rolls. This next arc, we will be switching up our games from the Fallout 2D20 that we have been playing. We are going on kind of a side mission, still in the universe of the storm that we've created, taking place probably, I would say, around a month after the events of the last arc, where our fearless crew rocketed themselves into the city in the sky, which is where this game will be taking place. The game we are playing is called Detect or Die. It's a powered by the Apocalypse game, and so what that means is everybody's going to be rolling a 2d6 dice for any skill that they roll, and basically anything from a 1 to a 6 is a failure. Anything that's a 7, 8, 9 is a mixed success. That means they succeed, but at a cost. And anything that's a 10 or above is an immediate full success. I will be giving out Deja Vu, which is like the currency of the world. And so each of our players will be receiving Deja Vu based on the roles and how the world interacts with them. Now, this game is a little different from most games where normally all of our player characters are playing an individual character. No, this is not the case. Actually, everybody will be playing one character, a detective, and everyone is a personality within their head, almost like a part of their brain that's been a little bit disconnected. Think of it like Inside Out. So scenes will be playing out in the world, and a lot of the discussion and discourse within the detective's head will happen outside of what the detective is saying to other people. It's on the detective to solve the mystery to the best of their ability and move on from there. So, with that being said, we'll cover over more of the kind of intricacies of the game as we go along, maybe talking about perks or flaws or expertise that the detectives have. So we will now get started. Your eyes open, looking from within. This feels like a dark room that is suddenly thrust into the light. All of you sit now in a boardroom that's blank, but anything in this room can be created just by thinking about it. It's an amazing, wonderful place, but at the front of it, it's almost like you peer out into the distance because you realize that you have been separated. You are a piece of a person. This person sits on a rooftop, face down. Their trench coat has been splayed out behind them. There's a puddle of kind of water and kind of a gravelly pavement they're hanging on to. Kind of not necessarily a rain, but more of a mist is hanging in the air as a wind kind of sweeps between these hanging lights that are coming from above. They are kind of groggy. There's a lot of things that they try to recall to themselves and to you all. The only thing that you're sure of is that you are a detective and you are meant to solve a case. Beyond that, you have no clue where you are, what you are, or really who you are. The person that is in control first of the detective is the supernumerary, which is Michael. I will let the scene begin between these wonderful personality types. I suppose that we should go around and introduce our personality types. So we'll start with the person currently in control, which is Michael. So go ahead and tell me about your what your archetype is, and some of the little details about what your little inside out character could be.
I am the supernumerary, who I see the world as new, and I feel like I'm not all that familiar with just the world itself, and I am open to learning as much as I can about what's going on, who I am, who I could be, who I was, what's happening. The book says I have a childlike wonder with the world around me, because I'm just very curious about everything that could be going on.
Excellent. Next up in the order is the Harusplex. I think I'm saying that right. I don't know.
I think so.
Cody,
You gave it a bonus L there, I think.
Harusplex. Yeah, the Harusplex. So this is like the paranoid component of the personality that's making up the detective. I have trouble accepting things on their face value. There's a deeper meaning out there, and this personality will find the answers to those deeper meanings and the connections that rest beneath the surface. Like I said, a little bit paranoid. I'm going to be looking for maybe the darker or less familiar reasons behind what we might find.
Excellent. Next up in the order is the Light Touch, Jared.
So the light touch, this part of the personality, does not like to be tied down. They like to be fluid. They like to move around. They don't like to set down roots anywhere. And basically, the case exists as something to be chained to. So the light touch will want to try to solve it as quickly as possible with some style and with some the light touch is probably has some kleptomaniacal tendencies. Might frequent pawn shops, that type of deal. Doesn't want to hold on to things too much. Recognizes the value of things, turn them into more fungible goods, I think is the book calls it. But the light touch is there to help this detective get in and out of situations without too much friction, and to keep friction down anywhere possible.
And last but not least, the Chiaroscuro. May, tell me about that.
So I'm the Chiaroscuro. I am the detective. I have a job to do. I don't remember right now what it was. Somebody apparently cleaned my clock and used a little too much bleach, but it's not going to stop me. There's stuff that needs to be found out, and I'm the one who's going to be doing it. I mean, people always like to paint the world as being shades of gray, but you wouldn't have gray without both light and dark, and being able to tell the difference and prove to the world which is light and which is dark is just another day in the life of a detective on the street.
Excellent. So to Michael, you kind of you breathe in some air, and it's like a nice moist air. It fills up your lungs. It feels like that you it's almost like you've been in a humidifier for all of your allergies. Like it kind of fills you up. It's such a warm kind of dense sensation within your my what are you doing? What's happening with the detective in this moment?
Do I feel injured in any way, or my jaw is sore, or or any painful parts on my body?
Yeah, if you could roll a if you could just roll hackles for me, that would be great. So what you're gonna roll is 2d6, and then for hackles in your character sheet, you get +1. So that's a 6 plus 1. Yeah, that's a mixed success, and with that you kind of feel around your body. Your neck is really kind of throbbing. You feel this kind of sensation around your neck. It's almost like it's been like grabbed or something recently. It's very hard to tell. You kind of like run your fingers over it, and it's tender. It kind of hurts to the touch. And with that, the world will actually gain a point of deja vu in itself.
So then, okay, so neck is sore, some sort of whiplash of some kind. I'm going to then start checking my pockets for personal items, anything that might be on my person, since I am a blank slate to myself.
Yeah, so you look into your pockets and you see kind of like, you pull out a small map. It's in front of you. It's currently displayed on the screen as well. A small map of this kind of facility that you're in, or that you're supposed to be in, as well as a badge. This badge is like covered in water, and it looks like kind of like a form that's almost been filled out. And it says detective, and it says that the name of the detective is D. Kaspersky.
D. Kaspersky.
The letter D. Kaspersky.
I'm thinking, okay, so for the sake of the game, like trying to understand more of the mechanics here. So if, like, the exofamiliar, what in the context of the game is that really, like, if I wanted to, like, how can I glean any more information or investigate this badge anymore for information?
Yeah, if you want to try to, if you want to try, you can just like, if you're like, the exofamiliar is a thing. Like, yes, there is, like, in this game, I will say that there are some supernatural elements to it, like that is within the game itself. So that there is like an exofamiliar bit to it. But you can try to investigate this badge to kind of like get some more info, or like try to really like lean into it. It's going to be an investigation roll, and I'm going to have you roll a grand definition for me.
I was kind of hoping you'd say that, because that is a flaw. The supernumerary. Should I read the rule? Does it make sense?
Yeah, you go ahead and read it. Yeah, the first time we'll go ahead and read it, so that way we know.
Yeah. So this is a flaw from my archetype. The newness of things is intoxicating. Where once was knowledge, there is now possibility, which is to say, currently nothing. When a detective rolls under six with grand definition, some very basic concept or piece of knowledge relevant to the task is just not there when you try to find it. Whether it's money or law or a specific phrase, it's just gone. The PC who discovered that the detective had this gap gains deja vu, and their player decides what concept is missing. Enjoy the chance for discovery. So I have a -1 to this roll, which I'm very excited to see, because if they're if it's success, something else fun happens. Okay, so 2d6.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
yeah, a 6
with my -1.
That's -1. That's a 5. Yeah, so you look at this badge, and below it, below where it says Detective D. Kaspersky, you kind of like look into the information that's below it, and like the water just kind of like washes away the ink on the paper, and like there was something there. And as you're looking for the rest of, like, I don't know, maybe like a department, maybe like any kind of information, it's just not, it doesn't exist. You don't know who you report to, what you could be. You don't know if you have like anybody. You just know you're a detective. Detecting what? A mystery.
So then I have to figure out, like, or this flaw, like what kind of basic concept do I not understand?
Yeah. And with this, you will actually, with a fail, you're actually going to get a morale hit.
Oh, I was not thinking of that. Yeah, all right.
Yeah, you're actually going to get a morale hit. And so it's going to take 1 morale point off of you. And it's going to pass to, the magnifying glass itself is going to pass to the next person, which is going to be Cody's character, the Harusplex. specs. Excuse me. I keep on wanting to add that L. I feel like the L.
You want to add an L, David?
I do.
Just hold on to the L. Don't give it to anyone else. You hold on to that L.
I will.
Yeah. So it's raining again, huh? They trapped me up on a roof. It's raining again. Yeah, washing away our materials here. You know, they're not gonna get away with this. I don't know who they is, but they is gonna get got by me. I'll tell you that. We're gonna go find them. We're gonna go find them right now, and we're gonna get off this roof. I want to get off this roof right now.
Yeah. So you kind of stand up and look around for a door. You see a door at the end of the path. Like there's kind of like these like green lattice I would call them like railings that kind of go round. You look out and it's just the sky for miles. There's no land in sight. Like it looks like that you were just on this building floating in the clouds. Like you are in like a heavenly atmosphere itself. And you see that door ahead of you and you know that door is going to lead you to good things. The big world that you were part of is beyond that door and you will find it. And so you open it into a very small hall with an elevator in it and another door at the other end.
See, that elevator, though, that elevator could be a trap. If I go down the elevator, maybe that's exactly what they expect me to do to get off this roof. So we're going to go through the other door.
Okay, yeah. Give me like 2 seconds here. You open the door into this room, and if you look at Roll20 now, you will see a depiction in front of you. This room itself looks like the confluence of all birds within the universe itself. A number of different black, long birds are holding up various kind of like alcoves within it, all sticking out of these little leathers. But the main thing, the crux of this area itself is a man hanging from one of the little poles. A rope is attached to the top of it and it hangs around his neck. A bucket's been placed over his head. In his blue uniform, he has a black half cape and he hangs there almost not necessarily bleeding, but it looks like his flesh has been torn into in small ways as he hangs up there from the top of the rope.
See, you know, they were trying to send a message. They tried to get me. I had the rope. That's what my neck is so sore. It must have been the rope. It had to have been another rope. But the birds, what do the birds mean here? Can I try and discern what the birds mean with the hanged man?
Yeah, what do you mean? Do you want to like what kind of invest? Like, what do you want to know about these birds? Like, what type are you thinking? Like, what's the nature of these birds? What are these birds talking to me? Are these birds like having a good day? What do you want to know?
Are the birds real?
Are the birds real?
Are the birds
doggy? Real? Woo doggy. Okay, all right. Let's do an exofamiliarity roll for me.
I think I get something special with that. I don't remember. Give me 1 second. I gotta look at her.
Man, I hope you don't fail, because then we're not going to know what birds are. It's just going to be the piece of information we just don't.
What are those things?
What are the birds? The birds aren't real. Okay, all right. So I have 2 perks that this could apply to, but only one of them or 2 perks that can work for exofamiliarity, but only one of them is relevant for this. So the relevant perk is City Strangled in Red Strings. I'm attuned to interconnections that define the world, hidden meanings behind the apparent independence of its phenomena. Might imagine them as red strings pinned to a corkboard. So basically, if I roll something like exofamiliarity, I can get some additional information related to that, depending on how well I roll. So let's go ahead.
May need to spend.
I don't know if I spend anything for that one or not.
Well, banking deja vu means that you would have to have one in your pocket. Otherwise, you'd have to spend morale.
Yeah.
Oh, I see that. Okay. Oh, we'll just roll for it first. Let's figure out what birds are. We don't know what birds are. The birds might not be real.
Oh, if that was my mistake. This was exofamiliar, right? Not grand.
Yes, this is exofamiliar.
We are not in danger.
Grand definition.
Birds are.
You look at these birds, and the birds in their bodies, it's like they start to turn their eyes to you. They're looking at you. They're peering at you. One of them takes their wings and kind of spreads it out, and it sends out kind of a mystical energy throughout the night, almost like encompassing your vision as it comes through. And with kind of like the sheer unknown you are faced with as it comes to you, you feel small. You feel insecure. You feel like that you are not right, that you are the one piece of light that is left in this universe, and if not for you, there would be nothing. And you take a hit of morale as you now pass the magnifying glass on to the light touch, Jared's character.
I'm gonna contemplate the badge and look at that D. Kaspersky.
Okay, yeah, you want to just contemplate that?
Well, I'm looking at it, and I'm wondering, like, I'm smarter than that. That can't be my real name. Am I fucking dumb? Is that my real name? Is this a fake name? This can't be D. Kaspersky. I would like to reach into the recesses of my mind to see if D. Kaspersky is an alias or an actual name.
Yeah, I'm going to have you roll reconstructive because you're trying to reconstruct kind of a memory. You're trying to reconstruct what your name is. You're trying to rebuild that in your mind. You have the pieces in front of you, and you're going to roll reconstructive to figure that out.
Okay, 7 + 1, that'll give me an 8.
An 8, yeah, mixed success. And with that, you reach back into your mind. You think of Kaspersky. You remember that there's more than one Kaspersky, but you happen to be a D. Kaspersky, which there's also more than one of. But your name is Daniel, and with a mixed success, the world is going to gain deja vu again.
My name is Dane, and I was stupid enough to put my first initial. What an idiot. Kaspersky. There are Kasperskys. But was I able to determine if I was a Kaspersky?
Yeah, you are a Kaspersky. Yes.
I actually had to put my real name on this piece of paper. So it must have been important. Huh. Well, great. Now, been on this roof, tried to get out, and now there's someone just hanging. Presumably dead. I really don't want to entangle myself in that. And then there's these creatures, and I'm gonna check my person. So let's see here. I had untraceable and emotional escape. I need to check my perks because there's one that's like you immediately know the value of everything on your person and know its worth and out upon it. Basically, I don't have that. But I do kind of want to know what else is on my person. I know that I found identification, but that's like the last thing I want on my person. I want, other stuff.
you want you want the valuables, you want the other stuff.
Yeah, like what's I feel the trench coat that's keeping me dry. I've got this runny identification, which maybe the rain was doing it some justice. Maybe I can run the name off of it. I mean, do I really need anything like this? But yeah, I just want to check my person, try to figure out if there's any hints, because now I'm testing my neck. I'm seeing this guy hanging, and I'm testing my neck. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, wow, all right. Yeah, I'll check my person.
Can you roll motive for me?
I can attempt to roll motive. It's not going to look great. 7 becomes a 6. That triggers a flaw.
You go searching through your pockets. You're like trying to find what kind of treasures I have, and in your trench coat, you kind of like stumble upon a kind of a photograph, and you pull out this photograph, and it is literally of a house on fire, and you will take a morale hit, and the hourglass will move quickly on as you quickly put that back into your pocket where it definitely belongs. And so next up is the Chiaroscuro. I'm gonna butcher these names forever as you take that morale.
So, yeah, that does trigger a flaw as well.
Okay.
The past so this is a Chiaroscuro flaw. The past overshadows you, weighing on your brain like a nightmare, a debt you can't repay with the debased currency of the present. You can't help yourself from trying. When the detective rolls a 6-, the PC who rolled low, that would be me, gains deja vu and chooses something of lasting importance in the current scene. That character, object, or action is too much like something out of the detective's past. It is haunted by memory. The detective cannot emotionally disentangle the haunted subject from memory. Suspects may be subject to guilt associated with an old flame or crime scenes engaged with the childhood home. PC who rolled lows decides what the emotional context is that's being projected, but the details are not necessarily established. Whenever PC treats the haunted subject to itself and not as something from the past, the world gains deja vu. So this is something that is in the scene. I'm going to go with that. I'm going to go with that last name, Kaspersky. There is something about that of lasting importance. It is that memory. Something about the last name Kaspersky is really upsetting me. When I think about what I put the picture down. I've been looking through stuff. There's just some painful memories, and then I need to come up emotional context. Let's go with guilt. Let's go with guilt. There is something about the last name Kaspersky that is really making me have like this deep hit in my stomach, and it just does not feel pleasant.
Awesome. I love that. May, it is your turn, and I am actually going to re-describe this scene to you. It was a cold night in which the mist held heavy in the air. The birds were chirping, the sticks were sticking, and the man was hanging by the neck.
Why is it always a stiff? Why is it always a stiff on a cold night? Not a stiff drink. I got a job to do. Why am I just standing around doing nothing, thinking about... the name Kaspersky is a great name for a detective. Like, I'm sure that somewhere in my family background there's another detective somewhere, but I'm not going to think about that right now. Right now, what I need to think about is the scene in front of me. And as I'm doing that, I am going to attempt to... I actually want to do reconstructure.
Okay. Like to reconstruct the scenes? Like, are you just trying to figure out how to, like, if you can try to figure out what happened to this guy, like why he's in this position?
I want to try and figure out the process of the simple process to start is, did he do this to himself? Did somebody else do this to him? If they did, how long ago was it? How fresh or how clotted he is? And if there's a chance that the same person who killed him is the one who apparently rang my bell a little bit ago, and maybe he hasn't been dead that long. Maybe the guy's still around somewhere. And if there's anything in the scene other than these weird-ass birds and that weird-ass bucket on his head that I need to pay attention to.
I'm with it. Go ahead and roll for that reconstructure. That would be great.
That would be an 11.
An 11?
Plus one.
That's
a 12.
Yeah, that's a perfect 12.
Perfect
so you're going to gain...
baby.
You're going to gain a point of deja vu. For the Chiaroscuro or the Chupacabra or whatever the name is.
That'll work.
So what you kind of are looking at this kind of aviary itself. There are 3 windows in the top. 2 of them are most definitely open. You notice that there's no way to get up there from the interior to get into those windows. And where the kind of like pegs are for these birds to sit on, you wouldn't be able to climb that yourself unless you were a master acrobat or climber. You kind of understand that it was likely that the body itself person was brought in through the window and then kind of lassoed onto a stick and hung from there. As far as the condition of the body, you could tell that this probably happened about, I would say 2 days ago in total. The birds had been kind of like gently snacking on some of the remains as this body kind of hangs there. The bucket is an interesting addition to how this person would be. The bucket would be kind of unnatural for someone to put on themselves and then try to hang themselves, so you likely think that someone else has hung this person.
So
now,
yeah,
to clarify, even though the chiaroscuro is driving, the other personalities can kind of chime in.
Yes, at any time. Yes, it can. Right. You are talking in your head at all times. Now that we've introduced everybody to like what that is, I think this is a great opportunity.
Light touch will chime in. It's like bucket on the head, classic theft technique.
Like an arrow.
Probably nothing of value on him at this point. I wouldn't even bother going up there.
Well, I'm thinking the bucket has one of 2 uses. Either this is the most incredibly clumsy bird nest thief in history that somehow managed to climb through a window, accidentally get himself hung, and drop his own bucket on his head, or somebody's trying to make a statement.
Or the birds put the bucket on the head.
Ooh, crows are smart. They could put a bucket on a head.
True.
What is the hanged man wearing?
Looks like a blue uniform with a black, like, half cape, which I don't know what is a uniform for. He's a cop, isn't he? Man, I hate it when this always happens. It always comes back home, doesn't it? I'm going to try and get closer and see if I can identify this guy.
I'm going to cut him
down. Identify, like, the uniform, the face,
Yep.
like, what are we...
Well, the face is covered by a bucket and 2 days old. I'm thinking the uniform would be better.
Yeah, the uniform. Yeah, could you roll a... I would say... thinking about it. I think this would be a grand definition roll as well. I think that this would be a grand definition roll.
Okay.
Roll well.
Or don't.
It's a 6 plus 1, so it's a 7. It's a
no.
No.
That's a modest one.
Okay, then that's not great. That's a 5.
Yeah, you look at this uniform and you're like, blue's great on a Tuesday. Like, you can make nothing, and it's like, is it even a uniform? Like, is it fashion? Like,
I don't know. It barely
what's
shows
that thing when people
stain.
wear the same clothes? Not like the same clothes, but clothes that look alike. What's that called?
Bachelorhood.
he's definitely matching, and he's fetch.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. Stop waiting around for the perfect candidate. Instead, use Indeed sponsored jobs to find the right people with the right skills fast. It's a simple way to make sure your listing is the first candidates see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs have 4 times more applicants than non-sponsored jobs. So go build your dream team today with Indeed. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
That is the case, and you are going to take a hit of morale for that poor roll, and move it over to let's see here. Who's next? It'd be back to the top of the order, so it'd be Michael, the supernumerary.
Okay, so all right, so we failed the grand definition. Something is just not in my head. So we investigated his body. So would I just not understand the concept of a uniform?
The concept of like how people are dressed, like that you would wear a uniform for your job. Like you're just like I think that's a thing, but I don't know what that uniform is. I don't know if anybody would wear a uniform, and what I wouldn't be able to identify somebody based on their uniform. That doesn't make any sense to you.
To me, he's just wearing a blue suit, like a blue outfit.
Yep.
No significant, but he's still hanging.
Yes.
And the birds are all living in this, correct? They're
yes.
Not, like.
Yes. One is sitting on this, like one is like sitting on the guy's like shoulder / back area, just kind of like perched. But they are all kind of like, they're not like swarming. They're stationary living birds.
And how high up is the hanging man from me?
I would say that his feet are like if you reached out like above your forehead, you'd be able to like give him a good toe tickle.
I want to move his body, like get a swing pendulum going.
Yeah, get a swing going.
Yeah, I want to take him by his feet, and I just want to push him and kind of get some movement going because I'm fascinated. It's something I really want to see because I also want to see how the birds react to this.
Yeah, I would say that this is an inertia roll, which is like a blunt instrument muscularity, like you are trying to maneuver to begin the pendulum swing. So go ahead and roll for inertia.
All right.
A 4, with a 4, you begin to swing this body. The body, like as you push it against the wall, it actually gets impaled on 2 other spikes. Not spikes, I guess they would be like wooden, I guess, stakes that are driven in for the birds to hang on. And so now it is no longer kind of hanging. It's like loosely, like kind of dangling, but it's up on its side, and the world gains a point of deja vu, and you are still in control because you did not take a morale hit.
There is, about that.
The flaw.
There's a flaw.
There's a flaw. Oh, good.
Yeah. This is thanks to me. So, light touch has a flaw on inertia. You need to not get stuck in anything, but unfortunately, you already are inescapably stuck. In the detective, in the case, in this body, when the detective rolls a 6- with inertia, you become far too aware of how stuck you are. If the PC who made the roll had the glass, they get deja vu and must give you the glass.
Oh, all right.
So let's see here. So
you'll get deja vu.
You get deja vu.
I get deja vu.
But I think you keep the glass. If they don't, whoever has the glass gets deja vu and must give the glass to the PC who rolled low. Until the PC now holding the glass becomes demoralized, they cannot voluntarily give up the glass unless they abandon something emotionally important to them just to prove how detached they are. So, it sounds like you're stuck.
You've lost the glass.
He has lost the glass?
Yeah, he has lost the glass, and Jared is now your glass because you are the one that owns that perk, and based on the wording, like, you own it until you need to give it up. Like, even if you take a morale hit,
I can't voluntarily give it up.
Right.
Okay. I have to abandon something emotionally important to me just to prove that I'm detached.
Unless you rage quit,
yes.
You can't give it up.
Yeah. Okay. So I'm just I've put subconsciously clothed my hands so I don't leave fingerprints on the boots of this gentleman as I swing them back and forth like a pendulum. And I'm just watching him swing, and I think to myself, what the fuck am I doing? What am I no, you can't get involved with a murder case. This is dumb. Don't get involved with a murder case. I'm involved with a murder case, aren't I? I'm involved. Son of a bitch. I'm involved with a murder case. Okay. All right. Well, someone is dead and I'm fooling with their body. And if somebody catches me here, they're going to think that I'm the detective on the scene. And that's like the last thing I want. Fuck. Okay.